I'm 78 years old, and I am so tired. I'm not tired from lack of sleep, though that happens too. I'm tired in my bones, a deep, settled weariness that feels like it's been accumulating for 6 decades. I spent my whole life building something, a life, a persona, a perfect, pristine, acceptable thing. And now I sit here in this quiet, clean apartment and I realize I built a beautiful, empty museum. And I'm the only exhibit. It wasn't supposed to feel like this. I want to tell you about my waste. Not a waste of money or of talent, but of time. The only thing that really matters. I wasted it by being good, by being right, by being what everyone wanted. It started so sensibly. I was 18. It was 1964. My mother sat me down at the kitchen table, the formica cool under my wrists. She was a good woman. She meant well. She said, "A woman makes a home. She provides the peace. Her happiness comes from seeing her family thrive." It wasn't a command. It was presented as a fact of nature, like the sky being blue, and I believed it. I wanted to be that source of peace. I wanted to be good at it. So I practiced. I practiced setting a table so the forks were perfectly aligned. I practiced a smile that was pleasant, not too wide, not too faint. I learned to iron my father's shirts with sharp creases down the sleeves. I learned to listen more than I spoke, to agree more than I challenged. It felt like acquiring a skill set, like becoming competent. I met Robert when I was 22. He was handsome, steady, an accountant. He liked that my blouses were always tucked in, that my laugh was quiet, that I remembered his mother's birthday before he did. Our courtship was a series of polite dinners and chaperoned walks. We didn't fight. We discussed things calmly. We planned. When he proposed on one knee in a predictably nice restaurant, I felt a surge of accomplishment. I was on track. I was doing it right. The wedding was lovely, not extravagant but tasteful. The photos show a smiling, composed young woman. I look at her now and I want to whisper, "What do you want?" But she wouldn't have understood the question. Wanting wasn't the point. Fulfilling the role was the point. Our home became my project. It was spotless. The cushions were always plumped. There was never a dish in the sink. I had a schedule, Mondays for laundry, Tuesdays for groceries, Wednesdays for ironing. Robert would come home, hang his coat in the closet, and find a calm wife in a quiet house. He'd say, "It's so peaceful here." And I'd feel a little ping of pride. I was manufacturing peace. It was my product. We had 2 children, a boy, then a girl. This, I was told, was the pinnacle, and I loved them. I did, fiercely in a way that terrified me because it wasn't calm or composed, so I channeled that love into the correct outlets. Homemade cookies for school bake sales, costumes sewn by hand for the school play. I was the room mother, the PTA secretary. I was so busy doing the things a good mother does that I'm not sure I was just being their mother. I remember my son Michael when he was about 10. He de-built a ridiculous lopsided birdhouse in shop class. He brought it home, his face smudged with paint, beaming. He wanted to nail it to the oak tree in the backyard. I looked at that messy, splintery thing. I saw the bright blue paint dripping onto the clean wood. I thought about the property value, the tidy lawn. I said, "Let's put it on the porch instead, sweetheart, where we can see it better," which meant where it wouldn't ruin the aesthetic. His smile faded just a little. He said, "Okay, Mom," and he put it on the porch. It sat there, a sad, out-of-place artifact, until it eventually warped in the rain and I threw it away. He never asked about it. That's how it happened, not with screaming fights or dramatic betrayals, but with 1,000 small, reasonable corrections, choosing order over mess, choosing quiet over noise, choosing presentable over real. Robert and I, we were good partners. We maintained a home, we raised children. We went on vacations and took photographs. We had a polite, peaceful life. We didn't argue, we also didn't talk, not really. I'd ask about his work, he'd ask about the kids' schedules. We discussed the news. We never discussed a fear, a wild dream, a secret sadness. That would have been a ripple in the peace. I thought the absence of conflict meant the presence of success. The children grew up and left. The house was even quieter, even cleaner. I had more time to perfect everything. Robert retired. He puttered in the garage. I kept my routines. We'd sit in the living room in the evenings, the silence between us like a third, comfortable presence. I thought, this is it. This is the reward, a calm life. Then Robert got sick. It was quick in the end. Pancreatic cancer, 6 months from diagnosis to the funeral home. In those last weeks, he was in a hospital bed we'd set up in the living room. One night, I was adjusting his blankets, smoothing them out just so. He was very thin, his voice a scratch. He looked at me, really looked at me in a way he hadn't in years. He said, "Marion." I said, "Yes, dear." He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, Did you ever want to go to Paris?" I froze, a dishcloth in my hand. I stared at him. Paris. "When we were young," he whispered, "you had that book with the paintings." I did, a big, heavy book of impressionist paintings. I'd pore over it for hours. I told him once long ago that I wanted to see the real things, to stand in front of them. It wasn't practical, I said, tucking the blanket edge under the mattress. With the children and the cost. He kept looking at me. His eyes were so tired. He said, "I thought you loved this, the house, the order." "I do," I said automatically. The right answer. He closed his eyes. "Oh," he said, just a breath. "I thought maybe you did it for me." He fell asleep. He never brought it up again. He died 2 weeks later. After the funeral, after the children went back to their own lives, I was alone in the perfect house. The silence wasn't peaceful anymore. It was deafening. I walked from room to room. Every surface was dusted. Every pillow was aligned. It was a showroom, a museum of a life that had been lived correctly. I went to my closet. My clothes were organized by color and season. Neat, sensible, appropriate clothes. I realized with a sudden physical jolt that I had no idea what my favorite color was. I'd chosen slate blue and taupe and cream because they were sophisticated. They went with things. Was there a color I loved just because it made my heart feel something? I didn't know. I thought about the birdhouse. I thought about the Paris book, long since donated in a decluttering purge. I thought about 1,000 conversations I'd politely ended, opinions I'd swallowed, small sparks of joy I'd extinguished because they were inconvenient or messy. The cost wasn't one big thing, it was everything. It was the slow, steady erosion of myself. I had traded me for the perfect woman. And the perfect woman, it turns out, is a ghost. She doesn't leave a mark. She just fades into the wallpaper she so carefully chose. My children call me. They visit. They are good, kind people. They are also slightly formal with me. They tell me about their lives, but they do confide in me. Why would they? I was the curator of order, not a sanctuary for chaos. They love the idea of me, but I don't know if they know me. And I don't know if I ever gave them the chance because I was so busy giving them the right mother. So here I am, 78. I have my health, modest savings, a clean home. I have the rewards of a life lived perfectly, and it is so hollow. I look at young women now and I want to say this: don't confuse being good with being alive. Don't mistake approval for love. That ache you feel for something more, something messy and real and yours, don't quiet it, feed it. Even if it's just a little, paint your room a ridiculous color. Learn a useless skill. Have the argument, make the mess. Choose the chaotic, imperfect, beating heart of a life over the still, perfect sculpture of one. They'll tell you to be responsible. And be responsible, but not at the cost of your soul. They'll tell you to think of others. And think of others, but not as a full-time erasure of yourself. I wish I had a single grand passion to regret not pursuing, but it's not that. I regret the small things. The laugh I held back because it was too loud. The walk I didn't take because it might rain. The opinion I didn't share. The friendship I let fade because maintaining it became inconvenient. I miss the woman I could have been. She feels like a ghost now, haunting this tidy apartment. I have maybe 10 good years left, if I'm lucky. It's not enough time to start over. It's only enough time to see clearly what was lost. To sit with the quiet that isn't peace but just absence. So if you're listening to this and you feel that little tug, that whisper of something more, don't wait. Don't wait until your husband is dying to remember you wanted to see Paris. Don't wait until your hands are too stiff to learn the piano. Don't wait until the silence is so deep you can hear the echo of every no you ever said to yourself. It's not about being selfish. It's about being a person. A real, flawed, messy, living person. Leave fingerprints, make stains, be loud sometimes. I was perfect, and I have never been lonelier. I think that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. It's been a long time since I just talked.